to my instructional video. Today I will be going over strength, power, and endurance. These three things are very crucial, not just for athleticism, but for everyday life. So I'll be walking over the three movements I did for the past month in order to increase those strength, power, and endurance.
Yeah, so up first we have the deadlift. This one's pretty crucial for all the movements in general. So I will go more in depth on the technique when I go over the other movements, but it's basically just picking up the sandbag properly from the ground. Up next we have the clean. So this one is a combination of the deadlift and then a shoulder toss. So first off, I have my back in as much of a neutral position as I can. I pick it up using my glutes and my hamstrings, so that's my butt. And I make sure, or I try not to pull it with my arms as much, just because you want to use the strongest parts of your body to move the weight. So I pick it up, I bring it to my chest, and I'll just wait till I finish. So I bring it to my chest, and then I use my hips to drive that sandbag across my shoulder. So the start position of any deadlift is probably the most important part of the lift itself. I have my back as neutral as it can be, making sure I'm activating my glutes and my hamstrings and not pulling with just my arms. My shoulders are square, my core is tight. So I'll pick it up, bring it to my chest, hips explode, weight will go over my shoulder. That is the clean. So the final movement I do each week is the sandbag carry. So proper deadlift position, bring the weight, I grab it, I'm holding on to it, using my core to stabilize and balance, and then I slowly walk over a certain amount of distance. So this is really good for building core strength and endurance. So up next is my most favorite exercise in my entire program. It's a tire flip. What you're doing is you're incorporating everything from the deadlift to the cleans and the strongman sandbag carry. So in terms of availability, tires can be found really anywhere. You can go to your local junkyard, or if you know anyone that has a farm or just a tractor laying around, I'm sure they will have tires. Probably not at this size, but it's definitely worth an investment. Either way, I'll explain my movement. So I'm picking up the weight from the ground. I'm making sure my shoulders are driven in, using my legs and my glutes as my force, and I'm picking it up with a neutral back, then using my heel or my knees, to kick it up and push it over. So these are mainly used for endurance sets. I can go around 20 to 30 with this 450 pound tire. So definitely make sure you're doing high volume if you're doing tire flips. Here I'm doing pull-ups, so I'm making sure I'm getting my chin above the bar and I'm fully locking out my elbows when I come down. This is to ensure that I'm using my full back and I'm getting that full range of motion. In this video, I'm using 60-pound chains, but it's fine to do as a bodyweight exercise. So something that I think is severely overlooked in a lot of programs is stretching and mobility. This is just really important to make sure you're flexible and just to prevent yourself from injuring any parts of your body. So I was recovering from a shoulder injury, but other than that, I was just making sure my hamstrings, my glutes, and my back was properly stretched, just because that was by far the most worked muscle with the sandbag. So I like to incorporate swimming into my strength program just because it's a good form of cardio, lets me do a low impact exercise, gives me active recovery, and it just builds up my overall endurance and conditioning. So I try to do it every other day of the week. This is usually 4 to 5 times a week. It's a great way of getting good exercise. I try to keep it light just because strength training is my main priority, but it's definitely a good way to recover. So the next part of my program is easily overlooked. It's nutrition, so you want to make sure you're eating enough food and the proper food in order to fuel your workouts. So I use the TDE calculator. You can just search it online to find the amount of macros and calories I need. So I need 2,500 calories. And the app I'm using to track my calories is Chronometer. I highly recommend it. It's really easy to use. And you can see all the types of nutrients I'm getting. This isn't just macros, it's also like vitamins and whatnot. So it's really helpful. This is just samples of my food. So I usually have rice with protein and veggies. So yeah, this is basically what I've been eating for the past few days, and it's been working well for me. And that about wraps it. I hope you guys enjoyed this instructional video. I know for a fact that I enjoyed making it for the past month. It was awesome. And just one more thing is to make sure you're aware of the injury aspect to all of this. You really don't want to push yourself to the point where you're going to be out for more than like 3 months. So just make sure you're resting well, you're eating well, and you're exercising properly. And if all those are complete, then you will for sure see progress. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.